you been doing, Annie?
I've been.
When's the last time we had a podcast?
It's been a long time. Not been doing so great. It's been like 3 weeks or something. I don't remember. A lot of stuff happened in the last 3-4 weeks or whatever.
Has it? I thought you feel like you've done nothing but work since then.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of stuff happened.
Just at work, though.
Yeah, just at work. Not really any relevant things.
A lot of things have happened for me at work, but
yeah, a lot of things have happened at work. None of them are interesting. Or I've just been working a ton, way too much, like 14-hour days every day. 12, 14, sometimes 16 or more.
Nice.
Not fun. Not fun.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
Yeah, I'm not about that either.
I'm working less now.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, that 8-hour dream job. You know, like a normal person has.
I've been doing that a lot.
Yeah. What happened? How are we in this shit?
The only time I stay longer than 8 hours now is if I'm editing something that I actually want to be editing.
Yeah.
And then I'm good. But
yeah. I mean, I've had some downtime, a little bit. Watched a bunch of Nicolas Cage movies while in the middle of work.
What's the best Nicolas Cage movie you've watched so far?
There was one with Elijah Wood. I can't think of what it's called now. The Trust or something like that. It was really good. I liked it a lot.
What is it about?
I don't want to spoil too much.
Just spoil it.
Well, no, I mean, because it's kind of a new movie. It's a couple of years old, maybe. It looked newer, anyway. Him and Elijah Wood, Nicolas Cage gets a tip about some treasure trove of money buried underneath this guy's house, and so they have to devise a plan to go and they're both cops. And it's something that was left after a raid, or they got a tip or something like that.
Elijah Wood's a cop?
Yeah, Elijah Wood's a cop too.
I can't picture him as a cop for some reason.
They're both, I guess he's a detective.
Yeah.
They're both, but they both kind of dirty cops because they're going to go steal this money. So it's them devising the plan and getting everything together and trying to do it, and then getting there and finding more than they bargained for. And it's not a comedy, it's kind of a drama, but it was really, really good. I mean, it's still funny. It's got Nicolas Cage in it. How can it not be? But yeah, it was good. I watched every Nicolas Cage movie that is currently on Netflix.
Why did you do that?
Well, the guys at work, we have a TV behind us, so while we're working, they were putting stuff on. They decided, let's watch every Nicolas Cage movie that's on Netflix. So we have been.
What's the worst one you've watched?
There was one called Pay the Ghost that was pretty bad. It's Nicolas Cage.
Is that the one where he turns into the skeleton on the motorcycle?
No, that's Ghost Rider. That's actually a good one. Well, whatever. I like that one. I wish they would bring Nicolas Cage back into the Marvel world as
I think they're making a Ghost Rider TV show.
Are they? But it's not going to be Nicolas Cage.
Oh, no.
No, I want Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider because that's hilarious.
I don't think they're ever going to connect all the old stuff before they started.
Yeah, it makes sense, but
Iron Man.
I would like it. Anyway, his son gets kidnapped on Halloween by some banshee or something. And they can't find him, and then a year later he's basically lost his fucking mind because his son disappeared. He was holding his son's hand, and then his son was just gone, and he didn't know what happened, and his wife divorced him or something.
Like you do.
Yeah, because you lost the fucking kid.
Yeah, you lose a kid while you're holding its hand.
Yeah. And he's still a year later, he's putting up posters everywhere, where's my kid? Where's my kid? And he stumbles upon some supernatural thing, a ghost literally stole his child.
Does he get his kid back in the end?
Yeah, he has to travel into the spirit realm. And
wait, does he go through a TV?
No, he goes through a wall. Some blind man opens a portal in reality or something. I don't know. I wasn't paying a lot of attention because I had a lot of work to do, but it was on in the background, so it was very bad. It was bad Nicolas Cage. But I think I've devised a Nicolas Cage drinking game now, having seen all these different movies. It's anytime he's a teacher, you have to drink. Anytime he's screaming, you have to take a drink. Anytime he fires a gun, you have to take a drink. Anytime Nicolas Cage is running, you have to take a drink. These are all things he does in all of his movies. He always screams for some reason. There's always a scene of him just running after who knows what. He's a teacher in a lot of his movies.
Do you think Nicolas Cage is a good actor?
That don't.
It's kind of a loaded question.
Don't do that to me.
I think he's been in good movies, I don't think he's a good actor.
I think he is a good actor.
Like, I'm not saying I think he's a bad actor.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a good enough actor to be in as much shit as he's in.
He won an Oscar.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
he did.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't give a fuck about the Oscars. The Oscars is not
well, it's like
a barometer for quality.
I
for me.
see a movie like Pay the Ghost, which is like, fuck, how are you in this, right? And then I go watch a movie like the last one we watched, we saved it for the very end because we knew it was a good one, was The Rock.
What's
And
The Rock?
The Rock?
What's that?
Where it's from like 94, 95, where
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed a movie from when I was 4 years old.
it's a great movie. It's
Yeah.
Michael Bay. He's a bomb specialist, and he's got to go with I forget the other guy's name. Sir Ian McGraw.
Wait, is this like there's bombs in schools?
No. There's
Okay.
it's like terrorists have like kidnapped a bunch of missiles that have this like neurotoxin in it, and they're gonna fire it at San Francisco from the what's that jail that's there on the Rock? You know,
I know what you're talking about. It's not.
I can't remember what it's
know
called
what
for
you're
some
talking about.
reason. Been working too much. I can't think. Anyway, they're about to fire. It's a great fucking movie. You should definitely watch that movie. It's fantastic, and he seems like the perfect actor for the role he is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh wow, he was like a leading man in this movie, and it's a great fucking movie.
He's good in Face Off. He's good in Con Air.
Yeah, Face Off.
Con Air's good.
Con Air's a goofier one, but it's still
Yeah,
good.
Honestly, I thought I liked Kick-Ass, and I thought his character, the way he played it, was good in Kick-Ass. I thought he did an even better job after reading the comic and realizing that that person is not right in the head at all.
Yeah,
They didn't. I don't know if it's fair to compare that and give him credit for that, considering that it wasn't entirely based on the
Yeah, yeah.
comic. But that dude is supposed to be kind of crazy, and he plays it kind of crazy.
anytime Nicolas Cage, like if you see a movie that's billed as a Nicolas Cage movie nowadays, it's generally not a good movie. But if he's billed as the side character, if he's just in the movie and not the main actor, he's kind of a good character to have in the movies. Like he's been good as a side character in a lot of movies.
But he hit like the top of his game as far as billings go with the National Treasury.
Yeah,
So-
and then there's those too, which
Then
are
he
like
just kinda
National
felt
Treasure.
Like he was like the leading man in those, and then I haven't really
he did,
seen
like,
him
2 of
build
them.
as a leading man for a while.
Yeah, well,
He's in like that
it goes
show where
off
he
and
was
on.
the magician
Yeah.
or whatever.
I don't know. Magician? I don't remember that one.
It was like the magician's
Oh,
student.
A Magician's Apprentice.
Yeah,
that was
one.
another Disney one.
I saw that like my little brother wasn't watching it. It was on when I went home.
I watched that because that is his best hairpiece he's ever had.
I watched it and it was so silly.
Yeah, it's great. I love that movie. Well, I love the hairpiece in that
I didn't
movie.
actually see all of it. I just saw kind of the beginning, and
I watched the whole thing.
it wasn't
I
bad.
had to. It wasn't good.
No. I just mean the beginning was
Yeah.
like enough to have like pique my interest a little
Yeah.
bit, and I might watch it someday. Not intentionally, but if it ever came on TV, I might stick around. To
It
watch
was
the
on
rest of it.
Netflix. It used to be, at least.
That might be why it was on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, Nicolas Cage is great because he sets the bar. Like, you know how high he can go. You can know he can be in a good movie because he's been in good movies. But his low bar, just because of how weird and crazy he is and everything, you know he can't go below a certain threshold. Like, the movie will never be actually bad because you can always laugh at Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
It's just like, and I don't know if maybe that's his skill. Like he gets in and like sees the script and is like, this is a bad one, so I've got to play this crazy over the top and like bring it up. Or if like maybe he's that good. I don't think so. I think he just is what he is, and he gets good scripts and bad scripts because he's
Yeah.
in like 100 movies or
Yeah,
something.
he's in so much. Like, it's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to say he's a bad actor. Not saying he's a bad actor. I just think that he's so all over the place that it's hard to get like.
Yeah, I think he just takes whatever he
It's
can.
like it's hard to like picture him like only putting out quality work when it's like I feel like he's not putting in the effort with a lot of these.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
if I'm trying to think of like a bad movie that I've seen, but like if you took like, I don't know, Elijah Wood and threw him in like the worst fucking script imaginable, you can't act your way out of a bad script.
No,
So, and likewise, I feel like a good script.
I don't.
There's
Gary
not a lot
Oldman
of-
might be able to act his way out of a bad script.
Yeah, but like, A good script is the same way. Like you can't like you can bring it up with good acting and everything, but if it's a good script, like even a bad actor seems better.
Yeah.
So it's probably just a spectrum of things that he's gotten.
I got a weird question for you. Have you ever watched? I'm assuming the answer is yes. Have you ever watched a sex scene in a movie with your parents in the room?
I guess when I was younger, they probably covered my eyes when they were going on.
But I'm saying, have they ever like not done that? Like you've been in the room or like went to a movie with them?
Yeah, because I saw The Lobster.
What the fuck is The Lobster?
It's a weird. It's one of the better movies I've seen, but it's very very strange. It's about in the future. Like for some reason, everybody has become like they're very robotic in everything they do. But it's somehow crossed. It's like everyone needs to have a mate, so you have to find your mate. And if you like,
you've told me about this before.
Yeah.
Now that I recall.
So if you don't have someone that is like a mate for like a month or two, they take you to this facility and they turn you into an animal. And then you go out and you're just an animal for the rest of your life, whatever animal you choose, however long they live.
So the main character gets turned into a lobster?
You get to pick what you want to be.
And he chooses a lobster?
Yes. Lobsters are fertile their entire lives, and they live to be like 100 something. So, and they're like, they don't get preyed on by very much. They got hard shells to protect them, stuff like that. Apparently it's a very good choice. Most people don't think about it. They just pick like a dog or something.
I would think to pick like a falcon or something that flies.
No, maybe
like a bird of prey that flies. Like,
yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to? I guess. Yeah, if I was gonna pick something in water, I would pick like a dolphin, like or a shark.
Well, I mean,
or
dolphins
something.
get preyed on by stuff, but who fucks with a lobster?
Dolphins don't get preyed on by much other than humans.
Yeah, that's true. And that's some of the problem too. Like,
I think killer whales will kill dolphins occasionally.
Yeah, the movie opens with this chick like driving down the highway or whatever, and she pulls off on a side road and runs up to like a fence, and there's a donkey there, and she pulls out a handgun and shoots the donkey in the head like 10 times, and then runs back to her car because it was somebody that she used to know or whatever.
What the hell?
That got turned into a donkey, was just having his life as a donkey the rest of his life, and then she was like, came up and killed him.
So weird.
It's a very, very strange movie, but there was a sex scene in that movie that, yeah.
Between a lobster?
No, between just normal people.
Oh, okay.
You don't actually, I mean, you see people that have been turned into animals. You never see anyone like get turned into an animal or like having their animal lives really. It's mainly about the people trying not to get turned into animals. They're desperately trying to find their match so they don't have to be an animal.
And I feel like a lot of people would just go, yes, is there like some test
What do you mean?
to prove that somebody's your match?
You just the two people have to agree on it.
I feel like it wouldn't be hard to find another person to just agree, like, hey, let's be if like you're running out of time.
It's a very strange movie.
Yeah.
And then the people's emotions are like, oh, you like swimming. I like swimming. We should date. Like, that's it's a very strange movie. You have to see it to, like, understand the way everybody's brains are working in this movie. And, like, when they're out in public, if you don't have anyone with you, like, cops come up to you and they're like, where's your mate? And it's like, oh, they're just inside shopping. And they, like, grab your hands and look at your hands. Like, do you have dirt under your fingernails? Have you been living in the woods? Like, away from,
like hiding from being turned into an animal?
Yeah. And if you have been caught, then they'll take you and turn you into an animal. It's very, very strange.
It is weird.
Yeah.
I asked that question because Nicolas Cage is in the first movie that I watched a sex scene with my parents.
Uh-oh. You saw Nicolas Cage boning?
Yeah.
You saw the cage?
He was like, my parents hit that point at some point where they stopped telling me to leave the room when a sex scene was coming on.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I would like try and like see it coming and leave the room before just because it made me uncomfortable. Like my parents were like stopped caring, but I still didn't want to be in the room.
Yeah.
And I think like there's like a sex scene in the movie Lord of War that he was in. I think that's the name of it, where like they're selling guns to like African warlords, I think. And it was such a weird sex scene because he's like banging hookers pretty much.
Yeah.
And there was like a very like violent sex scene that I felt really uncomfortable watching. Even my parents weren't in the room. And I guess it caught me off guard. I wasn't paying attention to like see the signs like there's a sex scene coming, leave the room. Yeah. And that was real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Nick Cage boning a hooker.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to watch, a
Probably
sex scene.
ruined my relationship with my parents for the rest of my life.
With my parents in the room. But also, I wouldn't want to watch Nick Cage boning anyone.
No.
You don't want to see the cage. The cage fully unleashed.
You don't want to see it come out of the cage.
Yeah, no, you don't want Nick out of his cage. Yeah, that's not good. So yeah, just been watching a lot of Nicolas Cage. Been playing Fire Emblem because I can play that new one on an iOS in like 5 minutes or whatever. You can get a match done.
Nice.
Almost like completely beaten it, which is crazy. But getting almost to the end game of it, it doesn't feel like something that I could keep playing because I guess they've lowered the stamina costs for everything. So it's going to be a lot harder to keep playing it regularly once this like introductory event is over.
I guess if you've got your enjoyment out of it before then, because you said you've pretty much beaten.
Yeah, and I really like it. Like, and then the other thing is like it's like to get new heroes, you have to do kind of a random thing where you save up orbs. You need like well, I guess you can do it with any amount, but you need 20 to do it efficiently. So you save up 20 orbs, and you can only get them by like logging in each day or by completing story missions. So now that I'm almost through with story missions, I'm almost out of these orbs, which means I'm almost out of being able to get new characters, except for like waiting like a month or something to get enough orbs to do it again.
You get like one a day.
I think you get, well, right now they're doing a promotion, so I think you get 2 a day. Maybe you'll beat up down to 1 a day. Maybe it'll be 1 a week. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be harder to play this game if you're not playing it now during the launch event.
No, you told me that it had like that stamina thing that a lot of games use for free-to-play stuff.
And I couldn't understand it because when I started playing it, I never ran out of stamina.
Right.
Like I couldn't, it was just enough. But as the missions get harder, it starts costing more and more. And now I can only do like 2 or 3 before I have to stop and it starts counting up. Now I have a bunch of stamina potions it's given me, but I've almost burned through those. I've been playing it, I guess it's been out like a week and a half or something like that. And I'm just now almost like exhausting all of my resources. Because I just, whenever I wanted to keep playing, it's just like, oh yeah, pop a stamina potion, you're back up to full, just keep going. But
see, when you first told me about it, I immediately was like, nope, I'm not doing this. And you told me that you were having no problems with it, that the free-to-play stuff was not an issue. Then we realized that that's all a promotional thing that's about to end, and it's going to get harder.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know if...
That's what I read, that on the, I think it's the 19th.
Yeah.
It's supposed to... Everything's supposed to be like toned up a lot.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, I'm at this point, if you want to play it, get in now because now's the time. You can beat it in like a week, and it's fun.
I'm good.
I mean, I'm having a good time with it.
I picked up Rainbow Six Siege. I'm good.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege has been fun, but you can't play that while you're at work.
No.
In like a 5 or 10 minute, like, oh, I've got like a couple minutes to do something, or I need to kill like 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
No, I mean I downloaded Hearthstone for like a week and then uninstalled it again.
Yeah, that game is a little bit rage-inducing. And you were getting mad at Overwatch today too.
I haven't played Overwatch in a month and trying to get back into it.
Capture the Flag, yeah.
I didn't know what to do. Our team wasn't working together.
Oh, they never do, even when in normal. But in Team Deathmatch, it's not quite like the same sort of object. I guess it is because you've got to get on the point, but like you can still be good at killing and kind of like turn the tide.
Yeah.
Whereas in Capture the Flag, you actually need everyone to work together.
I think the only game I'm actually making progress at is Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, which, again, has been frustrating. I tried to play that this weekend.
We've been playing a lot of quick match, which is going to be frustrating.
Yeah, but, yeah.
And really, to really enjoy that game, you need a 5 pre-made team. And
well, team games, this is the same with Rainbow Six Siege, yeah. 5 people would make it a lot easier.
That game's good with 3 people.
It's good, yeah. The more people you get, the better. But like, and I played it with a full team before, and it's better, but it's still like everybody's got to be working together. And if you're trying to play these team games without working together, you're kind of shit.
But a MOBA is a whole other animal.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like one person can win a game of Siege, one person cannot win a game of HOTS.
No.
3 people cannot win a game of HOTS.
Well, do you think one person could win a game of Overwatch?
Yeah, I've seen that happen.
Yeah?
Like the snipers, like when you run into Hanzo and like Diamond, they don't miss. It's insane.
Yeah, just constant headshots with the arrow.
Like you walk around a corner, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. I've seen games where the other team's entire strategy, they all knew each other.
Yeah.
There was a completely pre-made team. Their entire strategy was protect Hanzo, and Hanzo got all the fucking kills.
That's pretty crazy.
It was crazy because there was nothing you could do.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that game is, but their strategy was to protect Hanzo, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they just realized like, oh, he can win by himself. Let's just keep him alive.
As long as he's alive, he wins. Yeah.
It's like, just don't let anybody die. Like I took the gorilla, and I would like try to jump past the team. He'd get 2 headshots while I was flying through the air towards him. 2.
Yeah.
To kill me
Yeah.
while I was flying through the air.
Yeah.
Didn't miss this guy. And I'm saying this guy, it's been multiple people I've gone up against where it's like Hanzo in most people's hands is really mediocre.
Yeah.
In the right person's hands, it's rage inducing how good these people are with him.
Yeah. He's
Like,
a master archer.
You would think from the very idea that it's not a hit scan, it's a projectile. You'd be like, oh, Widowmaker would be better.
Yeah.
But no, it's the Hanzos
Yeah.
that are fucking.
Because he's not meant to
rage-inducing.
really like be that accurate. But if you are that accurate, then he's crazy good.
Yeah, it's dumb because he doesn't have to charge up or anything.
No, it's just fire.
His arrow,
fire.
no matter how far he pulls it back, how far he pulls it back just determines the range.
Yeah, and he can
It doesn't
compensate
say no matter
for that.
damage, no
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
how. Like if you walk around a corner and he just taps it,
Yeah.
and he hits
Dead.
you in the face, you're dead.
Yeah. So, and he can compensate for the range too by just aiming up more.
Yeah.
So he knows that it's like, oh, I'll just aim up higher and I can just tap, 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 and I'll probably hit the head.
And it's always like really upsetting whenever you walk around a corner and get hit by an arrow and die, and you're like, how the fuck did he possibly know I was coming?
Yeah, but he's
And
got
you're
those-
Like, well, yeah. Then you realize like, oh yeah, he's got that thing that lets him see around corners. But then he goes to his kill cam and he wasn't using it. He was
Yeah.
just lobbing arrows.
Yeah, yeah. He knows
like,
what doorway. It's
just
like
just
CS:GO or
luck.
whatever. Yeah, you know what doorways to look through. You just fire and keep throwing grenades and everything else until somebody walks through because they have to walk through because they have to push the objective. I don't know how you combat that stuff.
But
Like a Genji or
the
something.
moral of this story is just I am not any good at Overwatch. I thought I was. I think I was like.
I think you're all right.
I was like middle of the pack
Yeah, yeah.
when the game first came out, and I was playing every day. I haven't played in over a month now, and trying to
Yeah,
go back.
because you
in
didn't even know
was-
about the
Yeah, I didn't know that.
capture the flag.
Capture the
or
flag
you
was a
you
thing.
just got your Rooster loot boxes.
Yeah, I got my first Rooster loot box.
Yeah, these team games.
I played a little bit for the Christmas event, but that was it.
Yeah,
Really, Halloween was the last time I was playing a lot.
That was a good event. I wish they'd add like a horde mode sort of into it naturally. Because that was fun to do like wave after wave.
Yeah,
And apparently they're going to add capture the flag in permanently. And it looks like you haven't played the 3v versus 3 at all, have you?
yeah, I have.
Okay. So
That one's relatively fun.
yeah, that's good. I mean, it better, but it kind of locks you into certain characters. Like you want to have characters that heal themselves or roll with a healer if you're like kinda
Yeah,
depending on the healer. So, yeah, I don't know.
I still haven't won a single the 1v1 mode.
Yeah.
I think I won once, and I think the guy was letting me win. I don't know why. I think he just let me win,
Yeah.
but I don't think I've won a 1v1 legitimately.
Yeah, those
I've
are
gotten
weird.
to the last round where it was like whoever wins the last one
Wins.
takes it, and every single time on the last one I get like it'll be Hanzo or one of the snipers, and I'm not a good sniper.
Yeah. You've taken soldier because you want to heal or whatever you're doing.
No, well 1v1 you don't get to pick.
Oh, you don't get to pick? It just gives you
It's,
random?
Yeah.
Oh,
So like
that
it'll
sucks.
pick Hanzo, and both people are Hanzo.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better.
So it's even, except I can't play Hanzo.
Yeah, you're not. So,
So
yeah.
like I forget that he's got those fucking bouncing arrows that are cheap as fuck.
Yeah. And depending on where they're at, can just destroy someone.
Like a guy just runs like into the room, jumps and like fires it down in front of me.
Yeah.
And it bounces and kills you. Like
Yeah.
that bounce will kill
Almost everyone.
almost everyone except for the tanks. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we did see John Wick.
John
Speaking of
Wick
jumping in the
2.
air and shooting things.
I loved it.
Yeah. The new John Wick was awesome.
I'm
I
not
was
even gonna
happy
be
to-
like, oh, if you like John Wick 1, you'll like this.
No,
if
just
you
go
like
see
action
the,
movies, you'll
yeah.
fucking
It's-
love it.
Yeah, and if you didn't see John Wick 1, you don't even need to see. You should see it.
You do. If you didn't see John Wick 1, you need to see John Wick 1.
But I don't think. I mean, sure, the story they focused a lot more on story stuff this
No,
time.
fuck the story. You just need to see it, and you
Well,
need
yeah,
that in
yeah,
your
that's what I
life.
mean. If you didn't see John Wick 1, see John Wick. Then go see John Wick 2 because it's more of the same, and the first one was amazing. It's just like crazy kill after crazy kill.
It's very good.
But we were talking about VR stuff. You were like, remember when we got out of the theater? It was like, oh yeah, how would you do like a VR? Like you kind of have to do like a if you were doing a John Wick game, it would have to be some sort of VR sort of
Bullet
simulation. Yeah, like with bullet time and
That'd be
I guess
cool.
like insta headshots or something like that. Because I can't think of how like Superhot kind of did John Wick stuff.
Yeah.
Where everything, like the whole game is bullet time, and you're just like your actions speeded up to regular time for like a brief second. Or I guess you could play that game in full time, but it'd be really hard.
I was wondering about this. This won't be a spoiler because they won't know what I'm talking about. I want to ask you. There's a part where he ran into another character, and they both like dove to the ground and fired at each other. And I feel like they both hit each other, and he had on something that stopped him from getting hurt. Did the other guy just have that too?
Yeah, yeah,
Because he never like grabbed his chest and acted like it hurt or anything. The other guy.
he may be tougher than John Wick. Keanu Reeves is not like
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
buff dude.
He's like he's a rapper.
He's a skinny guy. Yeah,
Gotta be tough.
gotta be tough. So like, I mean, when you look at Keanu Reeves, you think like martial arts, not necessarily like I can take 4 or 5 bullets in the chest.
I don't think of martial arts when I look at Keanu Reeves.
He's like, isn't he like half Japanese, half American? Like,
You guys said that. I never knew that.
really?
No,
Yeah.
I thought he was like Slavic or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying I know. I
Yeah.
just by looking at him, I thought he was some like Eastern European like descent.
I don't know.
But I have no idea.
I mean, he's been in a lot of like kung fu movies and stuff. I mean, like The Matrix and all that.
well, actually, the reason I may think that is because I think his stunt doubles are from Ukraine, maybe.
Oh,
Or something like that. And they actually, his 2 main stunt doubles for a lot of his movies direct John Wick.
okay, that's pretty cool.
It's their movie.
Well, I mean, it's phenomenal. The stunts.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Easily my favorite action movie series ever.
Yeah.
John Wick 1 is easily my favorite action movie ever.
Yeah, it was just that first movie was such a surprise and was so simple. And this one's a little more complicated, but overall not.
Yeah,
too-
they're going a little bit off the rails, but I'm
but
perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, but
I don't
they're
care.
making a second one, and
They're
yes,
making a third one.
They're probably making. They'll probably even be making a 4th one. Honestly, like
I'm fine with
a
that.
prequel to everything because they've set up a lot of backstory.
I'd
things
like
that
to
have
see that
happened.
prequel.
Yeah, I think it would be fantastic. John Wick continues to do impossible things.
They've introduced so many characters that I would like to see more of their backstories.
Yeah.
And just the world they've set up where there's just this ring of assassins
Yeah, it's
who are like operating within their own government.
basically and their own rules. Like we have to abide by the rules, and everything's paid for with like gold coins. It's like,
Yeah, what I was
such
wondering
a weird world.
is each of those gold coins like $1 million? Is
Probably.
that what that is? I don't know.
I don't know what they're worth, but I
Or
mean,
are they
like
just some other currency?
I think it's some other like you.
Because like he would pay for a room
Mm-hmm.
with a gold coin, but then he'd stay there for indefinitely.
Yeah.
Then they like would pay for drinks with a gold coin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he also in the first movie, when he had to get rid of a bunch of dead bodies, each body cost a gold coin to get rid of.
Yeah.
So it seems to be like the whatever it is, regardless.
But
is
these
a-
coins
a
are really
coin.
valuable to
Yeah,
them.
Yeah.
But then he paid for 2 drinks with a gold coin.
At a secret
Continental. They're like-
hotel, like the special assassin hotel. So I feel like maybe that's how your rooms
I just want to know what the exchange rate is
on gold
honestly.
coins. I
Maybe
don't
those
know.
drinks were just damn good. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that too. They probably are at the assassin's hotel.
They're worth a dead body.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
those 2 drinks were worth
Two
a dead
drinks
body.
were worth a dead body. And maybe he was overpaying. You never know. I
It's
mean,
okay.
we play D&D.
We can make a chart of
Well, no,
this.
here's the other thing. Remember, we play D&D, and you walk into a bar, and you're like, oh, how much does that cost? It's like, oh, that's 20 copper. It's like, copper? I don't want to break a copper. Here, just have a gold. Like, I don't care. I have too many of these.
Wouldn't you give them silver?
Well, that would happen. Like,
I
Justin did
don't
that.
keep
and-
bronze, but I do keep silver and gold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. But, like, whatever. I'll just, here's one. Everybody gets a
Oh
drink.
yeah, Justin can do that because Justin steals all his money.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that happened on a lot of occasions where it was like,
But I should say Moon Coco steals all his
how
money.
much does that cost? It costs like, like 2 or 3 silver. How about just a gold? I don't want to deal with the silver. Like, I don't even write silver down on my sheet. I only deal in
But
gold.
we can make a chart of this so we know cleaning up a dead body is worth a gold coin.
Yeah.
We know
2 drinks.
2 drinks is worth a dead coin. Getting into some special clubs,
Mm-hmm.
secret clubs is a gold coin.
Yeah. And then his whole like wardrobe he bought with like, it was like 4 or 5 gold coins for each sort of interaction he was doing with different people.
I would need to rewatch those scenes to get those exact numbers.
Those exact numbers, yeah.
But I think he paid for 2 nights at the Continental with 1 gold coin.
Yeah.
I don't know about the one in Rome.
And maybe they're not showing every time he's paying in a gold coin. They're just sort of assuming because it's not really a movie that's about the details necessarily.
I do want to know. Because he had a ton of those gold coins.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
Yeah, he had a whole case of those gold coins. And you notice in the beginning of the second one, all those guys were transporting cases of those coins just like he had. And it's like, oh, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of like favors and things you can get transported. So, yeah, that's interesting.
It's like their main form of currency.
Yeah.
It's an interesting world. I'd like to see more of it.
I do want to see more of it.
Like, even if they killed off his character, I would like to see more of that world.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And I want to see more of like what him and that dog are going to do.
I feel like that dog's not going to do anything. I feel like that dog's just going to stay.
Yeah.
Stay.
He didn't even give the dog a name.
The dog was
Just
in
dog.
all of like
Good boy.
3 minutes of the movie.
He was a good dog.
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. How was he? He was a good dog.
Yeah, exactly. He trained him well. Well, I got some more stuff on here. I was reading earlier that Gabe Newell says that there are three, he said.
3?
He said the word 3.
He said the word 3.
I know, yeah, right?
And the gamers are losing their minds about him saying the word 3.
3 VR games in development by Valve right now.
They're not Half-Life, they're not Portal, and they're not
I don't
Team
care.
Fortress.
He still said 3, and I feel like he did that on purpose.
They're not the games.
No, they're not the games that you're going to want, but they're probably going to be good.
Honestly, I would be pretty upset if he released Half-Life 3 as a VR game.
Yeah, well, if they did it really well.
If it was like VR optional, but if he releases it as a VR game,
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Well, they've got the hardware now. They can start
Sure
doing
they
these like specific things. I think though that because like the way they've been doing things, the way they've kind of structured their business, it might be VR only, but I feel like they'd put it on Oculus. They put it on depending on the control scheme.
They
and
haven't
everything.
been like locking.
No, they haven't been locking stuff down.
I don't think anything has been locked to the Vive.
No, not a single thing that I've seen.
Like there have been games that only work on the Vive simply because of the controllers.
Yeah.
But nothing, and they don't stop you from launching it on Oculus's hardware.
No, it's just that
you just don't have those
can't
controls.
interface.
So if they require you to use like those controls,
Yeah.
and you can't do it with a controller,
Yeah,
that's
and I've
not
seen some
the
games
Vive's
that let
fault.
you do both
Yeah.
because of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
So I don't think they've tried to lock Oculus out of anything.
Yeah,
Whereas Oculus is
I'm trying to lock everything
going
down.
above and beyond, despite saying they wouldn't, despite saying multiple times that they didn't care, and that if
They
people
do,
jailbroke
yeah.
it, they wouldn't do anything about it.
And they've done
They
stuff
have
about
done
it,
stuff
yeah.
about it every single time.
Yeah, yeah. They want their closed market. They want to keep it all on their system, and it sucks because it's not, in my mind, it's not the superior. I've tried them both now. I've tried them both. I like the Vive more. It's better. Like the headset feels better. It feels like there are a couple things that I like about the Oculus. So like mainly just the strapping, the way it works. Like you can strap
Yeah.
it on your head a little easier. But like there's less light leak with the Vive. The controllers, I mean, moving around a room is crazy. I cannot believe that they didn't want to like make that an option for the Oculus.
I want to play VR right now.
Yeah, we should try it after this. It's been a long
Try it.
time. I mean, I say
play
try
more.
it because like, how much can you play? You play a game and it lasts like 15 minutes, which is why I'm excited that they're developing VR games, because even their like little demo, like I can't remember what it was called now. They're like where you had like 5 or 6 different little things you could do in like a Portal type environment.
Well, I never played that one.
Oh, you never played that one?
I think I watched you do it a little bit. It was like teaching you how to play VR stuff. pretty
Yeah,
much.
basically. It's like, here's a game where you like run around different environments and like get to see like all these different places around the world. And it's like, oh, here's one where you're playing like basically Angry Birds and you've got to destroy stuff, like a giant warehouse full of stuff. It's like, that was fun. It's like, here's one where you're an archer and you've got to destroy all these like little flat people walking around. And that one was fun too. Like they were all really good and fun. So them making something is going to be...
If they made a game like a horde game with like multiple people
Yeah.
in archery,
Yeah.
fuck yes, I love it.
And I've seen a lot of archery games like in development and coming out. I haven't tried like too many of the newer ones, but a lot of people are going that direction. I really hoping that they're doing something a little different, trying to move forward and like what should a first person shooter game be like besides standing in one spot? Because as much as I like standing in one spot, like you need to move around to make it really feel immersive. And even if you have a small space, there are ways of doing that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's going to require like another attachment. Like I would be so happy if they could just like, you could buy 2 more controllers that strap to your legs or something and use those and you just walk in place or something and it moves you in.
I'd rather just get that little slip pad.
Or the slip pad. But that doesn't really, at that point, you're not really like using room scale at all.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, that defeat, then you don't need room scale.
Yeah.
You need room scale right now for, like, I would still want to use room scale in some games.
Yeah.
Like smaller games like Office Simulator or whatever.
Yeah, Office Simulator was great.
But for like first person shooters, I don't want to use room scale.
No, you need to be able to run infinitely. Yeah. And the problem with a lot of these too is that like if you're using the controllers in room scale, they want you to use room scale. You can't really use half controller. Like you can't use the slip pad for these games and the other controllers at the same time.
I'm sure it's coming as soon as, I mean, how much is one of those slip pads?
They're like $700 or $800. They're expensive.
It's not cheap. And I bet it wears out too.
And it's like, it's going to weigh a lot too. So to get it shipped to you and everything, like it's going to be expensive.
And I bet that pad that you run on actually like wears out over time.
I think it's some sort of plastic, so hopefully it's one of those something you can like snap the pieces off of it, put new ones in. Yeah. And I think you get a couple pairs of shoes.
You just oil it up every time you play.
Yeah, and you can buy different shoes but I've heard it's also doesn't quite feel natural because you're always going slightly uphill. It's kind of weird and it's loud. So
it's loud? I didn't know that.
Because it's like plastic grooves on plastic grooves that they slip and slip and slip, and you're not going like too off the pad, and it can like tell where like joystick wise you'd be aiming. But then you hook something like that up with Skyrim. You hook the 2 controllers up. Suddenly you're sword fighting and you're moving and you're going. I think we're gonna need actually talking about the Switch.
I just want to point out that we have mentioned Skyrim now in this podcast.
Ah, shit. I was going to try not to. Damn it.
Were you?
Yeah, I really was. I was going to try not to mention Skyrim.
I forgot that was a thing until just now.
Oh, it's such a great game. Anyway, the Nintendo Switch apparently has motion controllers that can give you feedback. And in fact, there are some games in it where they say like, close your eyes. And it's like, okay, imagine you're holding a jar of marbles in your hand or whatever, and they tell you to turn it, and you can apparently feel the way the rumble is in the controller. You can feel it, like it feels like marbles are.
So these aren't
moving.
The controllers that come with it.
These are the controllers that come with it. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. They're supposed to be really, really sensitive, like good rumble controllers, and they give you feedback and like resistance on stuff too, so that you can like sort of like feel like you've got a jar full of marbles or like there's water in a thing going back and forth, because they'll like as you move the accelerometers move and it pushes the weights in different directions to give you like feedback on stuff.
That's cool.
So if they can put that technology towards like more VR stuff, maybe we can, for these sword games and things, start getting a little bit of resistance. Like when you swing and hit, it shifts the weight so that it's harder to keep your hand moving in that same direction. And you're starting to get a little bit of force feedback on things, because these controllers that they made are very small apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't gotten to play with that yet because it's not out. It's coming soon.
Clearly.
Got like 20-something days left.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming fast.
Yeah. Coming hard.
All over your entertainment center.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. That's going to be fun. I want to play that new Zelda.
Yeah, that looks good.
New Zelda looks good. It's going to, at the very least, it'll be interesting.
I'm wondering if they're going to release Smash Bros. On it. No, they won't do that. They never do that.
What do you mean?
Like release an old game onto the newer system.
No. Well,
no.
Surprisingly, Mario Kart 8 is getting released on the Switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, and they're doing it as like a sort of remastered sort of thing, where it's like, here's all the DLC plus new stuff. So, maybe they will. Maybe they will, because I think they want to get stuff on here. And Mario Kart 8 did really well, and it had a lot of DLC. So it's like, yeah, just here's all the DLC, here's everything.
What kind of DLC do they have?
Maps, new characters.
Any specific cars?
It had Zelda stuff in it. What are you talking about? Specific cars? Are you talking
Sure.
about the Mercedes DLC?
Hello.
Weird inside joke we have. Sort of copied from Mega 64.
Yeah. Why are you stealing Mega 64's jokes?
Because they're funny. They're really funny.
They are funny. They're
So,
laughing.
Yeah. They're always laughing. Nobody can see what you're pointing at.
They don't need to.
Have you seen anything about Resident Evil? Was it 7? 6?
I feel like you told me something about it recently,
Because,
but I have not.
again, while I was working all weekend.
It's supposed to be like a return to its roots.
Yeah.
Not a like action shooter.
Yeah.
It's
And
a thriller.
one of the
again.
guys brought in his PS4 and like, cause
Is it out?
Yeah, it's out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can play it and everything. And I watched him beat like almost the entire game while we were there at work.
What are you doing at work that he just gets to play video games?
I couldn't play video.
An entire game.
When I was in the vault doing stuff, I could have, like at work, and I did like just like do nothing. Like it was all day. I would sit and like edit our YouTube videos and stuff because like especially on the weekends, they're there just to be there. The only thing they have to do is like go get food or whatever. So it was like, oh hey, I brought in the PS4, so it's like yeah, bring it in where we're at so we can watch you play. So I watched him play. It's a really good game. I would like to play that myself. I'd like to play it in VR more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it was pretty short because we worked for like 10 or 12 hours or whatever, and he didn't play the entire time, but like I watched him beat almost every boss. So I was like, I think he got to the last boss, and that's about where he stopped.
It looks pretty good. Some good jump
Seemed really
scares.
good. Yeah. But the thing that was interesting to me is that they've already got DLC for it out.
Of course.
But again, and that was like a week or two after release, they had DLC like ready to go, which is crazy.
Makes sense.
I guess because it was a short game. Normally there's a little bit more of a wait time. Like you wait a month or two and then here's DLC to get you back in. But this was like a week or two after a release. DLC coming out.
What was the DLC?
It was, I just read up on it a little bit. It's sort of like a kind of a horde mode survival thing that you can do.
It's a game type.
Yeah, because I mean, the story of the game is concluded within the main game, but there are like instances you can do in the game where like you have these VHS tapes you put into a thing and you watch it on TV, and then as you're watching this cutscene, you become the cutscene and you play through it.
You didn't really need to explain to me how you open up the game type in that much detail.
Well, anyway, it's two different VHSs in the DLC.
It's just two situations that you play.
So you play through as a different character that previously was in this crazy house.
Yeah.
Who has to go through this horde mode. And then there's another one where it's like a puzzle mode where I guess you have to, somebody comes in and they're like, okay, stay right here. Don't move or I'll fucking kill you or something. It's like, okay. They leave the room and then you have to like immediately try to figure out how to get yourself out of the room. But if they come in and see that you've done anything, like you've opened drawers or like messed up the covers on the bed or anything, they kill you. So you have to search, but then you also have to cover up after yourself while you're
that's
searching.
cool.
So you're your own worst enemy.
So it's like those old room escape games, but with the added like put
Tension.
everything back and hide.
But then
shit.
you hear like a creak on the floor outside, and it's like, oh shit, she's coming! I gotta quick
This
put everything
actually
back.
makes me reminds me of like the situation they're in Split.
Oh, I see. I haven't seen that yet, but I heard that was good.
There's people trapped in a room.
Yeah. So that sounds cool, and that reviews are saying it's good. It's just surprising. I mean,
Is it PS4 only?
That's the thing. The deal. See, right now the game is on everything. Came out all at the same time.
DLC is 1 year
DLC was
exclusive.
no. It was like I think it comes out at the end of this month, maybe next month, for everybody. Right now it's PS4
I might have
exclusive.
picked that up. I haven't played. The last Resident Evil game I played was 4.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was the last one I
5
played.
and 6 did not look
Yeah.
good to me.
And
Which
this
is weird
one-
because 4 came out like when we were in junior high.
Yeah, but it was such a great game.
And then they just got re-released on everything after that. And then
yeah, because when we played it, it was on the Wii, and that wasn't even the original release.
no, it came out on GameCube.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been out on PS2.
Yeah, it was an old game. I mean, a great game,
Yeah.
but an old game.
And I remember I played it on PC first at like a friend of ours' house. And
Yeah.
then it came out on Wii. And that's when I got it and
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. That was actually like the perfect way to play that game, I think.
I think so too, and that's why I haven't really touched another one since, because I was like, the control scheme was just so good. And I watched other people play Resident Evil games before. It's like, I don't know, like it's kind of weird being third person, having to stop and then aim with your right stick.
Yeah,
it's just, I didn't like it. It didn't
Because
seem.
I played the ones before that.
Yeah.
I never beat any of them. I played them. and I hated the control scheme.
Yeah, it seems just counter to what you want to do. And maybe it raises tension a little bit by making you have to stop to aim and all that, but
I really like the first Resident Evil game, the aiming mode wasn't that. It was like it wasn't top down, it was like a set camera angle.
yeah.
And you didn't actually aim like you would.
Yeah,
It would just like, I think it was like kind of snap to, and like a compass directional decision. But
Yeah, and that one was apparently scary too because of the camera angle.
yeah,
So,
the scares in that one were fucking cheap.
yeah.
Because you try and walk around a corner and then get hit.
Yeah. But now you've got another one where it's like they've changed the control scheme again. Now we're actually a first person game. And it did like there was some jump scare stuff, but like it seemed just generally like creepy and weird, and
Yeah.
like I liked it a lot actually. And I hate horror games, but
Oh, yeah,
I was
you
like,
do.
I think I might actually be able to play this one because it didn't quite seem like it was just a lot of creepiness, some jump scares, but not too bad. But I do want to play it in VR, and I might not be able to do that.
I have problems with getting through scary games.
Yeah, I can't. I
I do. I get anxiety and like don't want to come back and play them. Like I've never finished. What is it? Not Numbra. What's the one after that?
Amnesia.
Yeah, I've never.
Oh, I didn't realize you played that.
What?
Amnesia.
Yeah, I've played through like the first quarter of it, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't.
And once I get to the part where like everything's dark in the dungeons and there's like those pig guys walking around.
Pig guys? There were pig guys in Amnesia?
I don't know what they looked like.
Because we played the other one. We played Machine for Pigs.
Yeah, I'm just saying whatever those things are that walk around and like end up killing you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't
Those,
think
like,
they were
weird,
pigmen, but
they had like
whatever they
weird
were.
mouths that were like
Yeah,
split
whatever
in
they
four
were. Once I get
parts.
to the part where those guys are walking around just regularly,
Yeah, it's like, no, I
get
can't.
too much anxiety to keep playing that game.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's a good horror game.
Yeah.
It's too much for me.
I got past the water part, and then
That part was fucked up. I hated that part.
Yeah.
Too.
And I think like there was like a body outside of a room, and like one of those like weird dudes broke into one of the rooms. You had to hide in a closet the whole time. Like you were forced to do this.
Yeah.
I was like,
That was even earlier than the water part, I think.
was it? I
Yeah, that
remember
was
doing the
pretty
water
early
part.
on.
Anyway, yeah, I was just like after the water part, I was just like I was still playing, and it's like, well, I can go through this door and keep going. But I don't really want to. I don't want to be scared anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired
the
of
game
being
actually
scared.
eased you into the worst parts because the water part is scary, but you know you're safe when you get to a box.
Yeah.
You get to something you can jump on top of, you're safe.
Yeah.
Once you get down into the dungeons where everything's dark,
You're
first of all, you
yeah.
don't know where
There's
they're
no
all
safe
at.
spot, yeah.
You don't know where they're at. You
Yeah.
might walk around a corner and they're in your fucking face all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
and they can like teleport and everything else.
if
It's
they
terrible.
do see you, you can run and try and hide. There's no guarantee that you're going to find a safe spot.
Yeah, and you could be leading them to the spot you're hiding to, where they just slowly clamber all the way there.
So it's like the water part, you had guaranteed safe areas.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you
The
could
water
see
part
them.
actually wasn't all that scary for me. Like the stuff splashing the water towards you, it's like, oh shit! Like I kind of freaked out, but then it was like, oh, I'm done.
It's pretty much the
Yeah.
same as like a boulder rolling towards you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like seeing
And
how
it's
far
like,
you need to
yeah.
get.
But it wasn't as scary as something just like appearing out of nothing or appearing in a room that you've already been through and should be safe.
Yeah, I didn't know that they would just teleport into areas.
Yeah. In fact, when Thad and I were playing, I think we recorded it for something. Probably never released it.
I've seen you guys like.
Or maybe we did release
you
it, I
wore
don't remember.
GoPros.
Oh, that was for Slender.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then.
Anyway, we tried to do the same thing for that. And the first time we saw one of those guys, it was like a puff of this dark black smoke, and then he was just there and was like, boom, and we were like, oh shit, and we turned around and ran, and we turned back around, just gone, nothing. So like apparently, and like I think we were just looking at a spot we weren't supposed to be when it happened because it was like a pre-set event.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh shit, they just appear. They appear and disappear whenever they want.
Yeah.
And your difficulty is like random on that game. When you start the game, it chooses a difficulty just randomly, which means they could just be constantly appearing and disappearing around you, tormenting you the entire game. Or you could get easy mode where it's like, oh, this is scary, but it's not that scary. Like they're not going all the time. It's like, fuck, that sucks.
I think the difficulty actually makes you go insane faster too.
Yeah. So like, yeah, then they're coming more and weird stuff's happening. You're having a harder time. Yeah, I couldn't deal with that game.
See, I was at the point where, like, the oil I had was limited,
Yeah.
and to explore, I either had to walk out into the dark and go insane, or I had to be burning my oil. Which also, you're more likely. I think you get spotted easier if you're burning.
Oh yeah,
your oil.
absolutely. They know where you are.
So it was just there was so many like it was just compounded anxiety for me that
it's a resource management game with like crazy anxiety. It's like I just don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in that situation.
No, not at all.
It doesn't benefit me in any way ever.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. So there's that. What else? Oh, speaking of weird demon things, Neo, is that what it's called? Niho or O? The
Niho. I don't know how you pronounce it. But I know what you're talking about.
Niho, the Japanese, we'd call it Japanese Dark Souls.
I haven't actually seen any gameplay of this. I just saw it pop up on Twitch as an option.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of gameplay from it. Like, I'd seen it previously, and then before we got on, I was like, well, let me look up like a boss fight and see what this is about. Because when I was looking it up just to see some information on it, it was like, everybody was like, is this better than Dark Souls? Like, this seems like it's a lot better than Dark Souls. I'm like, I don't know. Because Dark Souls is kind of like a masterpiece in my eyes. They really made, it's got some parts that aren't perfect.
No, that game's buggy as hell. The first one.
Yeah, the very first one. But like, as for what they did, it did it so well that it's like, okay, well, you kind of get a pass on some things. But I watched some gameplay. It looks like Dark Souls if you were like a samurai warrior, like running around. It seemed faster, more kind of like Bloodborne, where when he was getting like health items and stuff, he was like using them quickly. Like he still had to like time them, but it wasn't like a slow chug on the Estus flask.
Yeah.
And his weapon attacks were quick. It didn't seem like they were doing like a ton of damage on the bosses, but he was still having to like dodge in between attacks and get in close and stab, and then like roll out real quick. And the boss got like progressively harder. Like I think it was like the first boss, but it had like these chains with balls on it, and it would like slam them down at you. And then you would have, after you beat it enough times, the chains would snap. And then he would just go full force at you and like even run around and pick up the balls that had dropped previously and throw them at you and stuff. It's like, okay, these demons have like different forms. Sort of. They get more intense. Yeah, and it seemed intense. He got hit a couple times. It seemed like we did about like Dark Souls. You can only get a hit a couple times, and then you need to like heal back up, depending on how much health you have.
It's PS4 only?
That's the thing. It's PS4 only. Yeah. It's done by Sony Entertainment. So, I mean, they were backing the original like Demon Souls when that came out. So I guess they just want more games of that ilk. Yeah. I
mean, everybody does now.
And it's surprising that Team Ninja was the one that did this one.
What is Team Ninja?
Team Ninja? They're
like
the
Gaiden?
Yeah, like Ninja Gaiden.
So those games are, I don't care what anybody says, those games are fucking garbage.
Yeah, it's like a weird like combo game. Yeah, I couldn't get into those. And then they did like Dead or Alive. It's like, what was the last like good Team Ninja game? Unless you liked like Ninja Gaiden, it's a very like small set of people. It's like, what was the last one? And now they're doing like a Dark Souls game? That's crazy.
Is it like connected to those games at all? Or is
I don't think so. I think it's its own thing. Like I said, I didn't see too much besides like a little bit of gameplay running around and stuff, and then I saw like a boss fight. And it's like, oh, this is cool. You're fighting like these like Oni demon things, so it kind of has the same vibe as a Dark Souls game.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm interested in that. I don't know why everything's like exclusive now. It kind of sucks.
It's just I don't think everything's exclusive now. I think it's the same ratio as before.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. And I've never been on the wrong side of it either, is the thing. I've always had, like, when all the games were coming out on, like, the Halo games and all that, it's like, oh, yeah, I've got an Xbox. I can play all these. And now, flipping over, it's like, well, Xbox isn't really doing as many exclusives anymore, but I've got a PS4, so I'm getting all these exclusives.
I think Xbox is doing the same number of exclusives. They're just not as exciting anymore.
Or maybe they're not. Yeah, they're just not as good. Like, what's their exclusive that's out? I don't even know.
But
yeah, I don't care anymore. Hey, they ruined Halo.
Halo 4 was garbage. Yeah. Halo 5, I played it a little bit. It seemed fine, but there's nothing to get excited about. They haven't done anything.
Yeah, and like I guess Gears of War.
But didn't they release that Gears of War on PC?
Yeah. So it's not even really.
They released that game where you're like skateboarding around the city.
Oh yeah, like Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, and that looked fun. I wanted to try that, but I'm not tripping off missing that.
I heard that was really good, but yeah, again, it's like
didn't feel like I missed much.
Yeah, it wasn't like when Halo 2 or Halo 3 came out. It was like you have to fucking play this game. Like it's so good, nothing else could compete with it. They haven't had one of those in a long time.
Yeah.
And even like I guess PlayStation really hasn't either. Like what are they touting? I guess Bloodborne.
Bloodborne's it for me.
Bloodborne, and maybe now Neo.
If it's that good, yeah.
So if it's as good as they say,
I mean, Last Guardian would have been it before it came out.
I heard that wasn't all that great either. Yeah,
Dad said it wasn't good. And really, I believe him because it came out. I saw it on Reddit for like maybe a day, like just some random stuff, and then it just fell off. Whereas like when Bloodborne came out, it was popping up on Reddit for months,
for a long
maybe even
time,
a whole year.
Yeah,
and still occasionally. Same with Dark Souls. Dark Souls stuff still pops up.
Yeah.
When it's like that game just completely, it popped up and fell off the map so fast.
Yeah. So, yeah. Weird exclusives. Mm-hmm. And it's like Resident Evil, exclusive for VR at least to PlayStation 2. And I heard that's like really scary.
Like they've been like, they're kind of, they lean towards like that market. Like the Sony market. Just because
Capcom
Sony's biggest in Japan.
Yeah. And they're,
And, I mean, FromSoft is a Japanese developer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, is it Namco?
Who does what?
Who is it that does
Resident Evil?
Resident Evil?
Capcom. So, yeah.
They're Japanese.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's why they're like more apt to go with a Sony exclusive. But you think they would make more money just by releasing on everything. And I don't know what the dev time is for making these multi-platforms.
Might make more money releasing on everything, but the way Sony keeps them solid. Then. Sony pays them that
probably more than solid,
as much as what they think they would get otherwise.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's even worth it to make less without because there's no risk. It's like the company's not going to lose any money if Sony pays for it.
Yeah.
So it's like it sucks for consumers, but it makes sense for the company.
Yeah. Or in a game like Neo or whatever, where I'm sure they were in on the development process. Like we want another one of these games on our system because they do well.
Yeah.
Because whatchamacallit, From Software doesn't want to do any more Souls games.
They're not making a sequel to Bloodborne?
I don't think so. They said no more. They didn't want to do any more Souls games for a while. They felt like they've done enough of them already. Yeah, they need to give it more time.
That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, but at the same time, we had a flood of Souls games for a while. Like Dark Souls brought on a lot of Souls game and a lot of, but it brought. Well, I mean, maybe the DLC because we haven't played through that yet.
But we've had this discussion. We're probably never going to get to it because you have to play Dark Souls 2.
So not, yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. I wish more games come out on PC. I like what Microsoft's doing. Like Gears of War came out on PC and Xbox, so it's like, oh, cool. You keep doing this. I want to buy an Xbox. I'll keep buying the games.
That was always my ideal situation, was to buy games independent of the system.
Yeah.
Like I could just go buy Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
And then have access to that game on whatever system I want to play it on. Mm-hmm. Like if I turn, especially in the digital age.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Growing up, when I always thought that, but the block in my mind was always, but I have to have a physical copy of it for each system.
Yeah, so you're
stuck. And then
yeah.
I can see why a company wouldn't do that, because what's to stop me from just giving away my other 2 copies of the game?
Yeah.
Whereas now, when everything's digital, why not?
Yeah, yeah.
And I know why not, but that's my ideal.
Yeah.
I would prefer to just own a game, not own it for this system.
Nintendo's been doing it forever. Like, they're only on their own stuff, and they make great games for everything. Like, all their games are pretty much good.
Yeah.
I guess if you want to talk about one-hit wonders, they're not even one-hit wonders because they release a new one like every year or two. But every single time they put out a new like Mario or Zelda or whatever, it does really well, and it's usually a pretty good game.
Yeah. They're usually pretty solid. I haven't played a Mario game in a long time.
This new one, this Mario, have you seen the Mario Saga or World or whatever it is?
Yeah.
That looks interesting. Like,
it's supposed to be pretty good.
It was weird seeing, have you seen the trailer for it? Like, it was weird seeing him running around next to like normal looking humans.
Yeah.
Because isn't Mario a normal
No, they're doing a weird thing. It's like those, like the late 2000s or early 2000s Sonic games.
Yeah.
Where he was like with all these regular human beings.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
Like, even in the cartoons, there were humans in it, but they looked cartoony.
Yeah.
And in this one, they just looked like kind of realistic humans.
Yeah, I was like, why did you do... Because if that's the case, what is Mario?
Yeah, what the hell is he?
Because Peach looks normal, and next to Mario, like they look like two normal people. But Peach looks more like these people, and Mario looks like I don't know what he is anymore.
I was actually reading a Reddit thread earlier today about like somebody asked, "What's the main like? What are the differences that you recognize, or what is the reason between the differences you recognize between Western and Japanese games?" Which is kind of weird that those seem to be the two main genres,
Yeah, yeah,
and like nobody considers European games as their own thing.
yeah. Because they don't. I guess they
their
don't
own
really have
style.
a style. It's
They
just
consider
like it's
they
generally.
consider most European games like CD Projekt Red games as a Western style game.
Yeah, yeah,
And one of the things they pointed out was Western games seem to be a lot more seated in realism, where like they try to have people with realistic, like a lot of them are this. A lot of them have the same character. The main character is this mid-30s
yeah,
dude that's a little messed up in the head, that's in a situation he doesn't want to be in.
yeah. But he
has to fight his way
yeah,
out.
Yeah, he works his way out of it.
And then a lot of Japanese games are like completely, they don't care.
No.
They're like, they're going to make this fantastic world. They're going to throw in any random fucking characters for any reason. A lot of times they're like, they really like having cute characters.
Yeah, yeah.
So like a thing that they just like, they will throw in like, look at the Final Fantasy series.
Here's a little like flying teddy bear that's going to talk to you the whole game. It's like, that's completely like nobody else has this in their life, but
in a
everyone just
Western
accepts
game,
it. Yeah.
everybody would be like, what the fuck is this
Yeah,
thing?
shoot it down.
But then in a Final Fantasy game, that pops up and you don't even think twice about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if you're an American.
like the Moogles or whatever.
That's exactly what I was just talking about. Like
Yeah.
those little Moogle things. What the fuck are those?
Yeah, what is a Moogle? What is a Moogle? Why is it next to these? No, just everyone accepts that there's Moogles just run around and
Yeah.
sell shit to everybody. Like what? What?
There's just they
These
just
little-
like throwing in these weird cute characters. And another thing they pointed out was there might be like a war going on,
Yeah,
but then half the characters look like these cute anime characters.
yeah.
Like in this like war-ridden, people are getting shot, stabbed. Like they're in war-torn
like-
countrysides, and then they're like these cute anime
the
characters.
new Final Fantasy guys, like they're all driving around. They're all wearing like these nice suits and stuff, and like you can change their outfits, but they're all like different variations. Like, oh, they took off their suit jacket, now it's more casual or whatever. But then from the sky, like drop ships of these like robotic like shock troopers drop in and try to kill you. And it's like, oh shit, it's a good thing I wore my like tuxedo of +1 defense today because I'm gonna kick ass. It's like, well, it doesn't make any sense. Why did you do this?
Yeah, so that may be the thing that like these Japanese developers throw Mario into this world with these hyper realistic looking humans.
Yeah.
And he's just a human that looks like they just don't even address that he looks like a cartoon character.
I saw in the video he was like they were jumping rope and he like they were doing a rope and like two like ladies that look like normal humans and then Mario's in the middle of the rope just jumping like incredible like over their heads and they're just laughing and clapping. It's like what this if I saw someone doing that, that's like a circus act. Like what is that guy? What is he doing?
Why is he so tiny?
He's so tiny, but his like nose is so big and his clothes are like oversized.
What I want to know is all their plumbing in this hyper realistic looking city?
Yeah.
I keep saying hyper realistic. It's just a realistic, like, semi-realistic.
It's like it's called like New Donk City, right?
Is all their plumbing like made of giant green pipes?
Yeah, and that too. Like, is the plumbing because he's supposed to be a plumber? Does he go down these pipes, or is that just the Mushroom Kingdom? I don't know.
Is Dong City? Is it Dong City?
New Donk City.
They fucked up. Donk City.
Yeah,
It either sounds like Ass City
Yeah.
or Dick City.
yeah. But somewhere in the world, if there's a New Donk City, that means there was a Donk City.
Yeah.
Which again
But
raises
is
more
this-
questions.
Is this in the Mushroom Kingdom?
I don't know. Apparently, Donkey Kong runs this city,
Well, of
which is
course.
weird. But I think it's supposed
Everybody
to be
knows
modeled
Donkey
after.
Kong loves donks.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it's supposed to be modeled after New York and, like King Kong, Donkey Kong sort of thing. But he's like the ruler of this
Yeah.
city. But I'm wondering if the people are realistic in this because it's supposed to be like New York. So it's Western. So this is how Western people look. And then you go to like Mushroom Kingdom, and this is how Mushroom Kingdom people look. Like, I don't know, because you don't really see humans in the Mushroom Kingdom. You see like Goombas and like, what the fuck is a toad?
What the fuck is a toad?
Yeah, like a mushroom with a human-ish
Goombas
body.
are just like warts walking around.
Yeah, Goombas, are like little tiny mushrooms with feet for some reason. Yeah, it's very strange. And why are those mushrooms fighting the other mushrooms? Who knows? They don't explain a lot in the Mario series.
not at all.
Not really at all.
It all seems like a fever dream.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine at the very beginning it was just like, let's make iconic looking things, and if people like the look that we've gone, then it won't really matter because the games were so basic anyway.
Yeah.
So you make a sprite that has like,
I think they were just more focused on the gameplay being fun.
yeah, and the gameplay was fun, and then you've got a sprite that's like, well, it's blue and it's red, so the colors are sort of popping, and you can tell he's wearing a little hat, and then you can go from there, do
Yeah,
whatever.
And like their memory, I think a lot of their design decisions last time were based on like the limitations of the system because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the mushrooms and the Goombas are the same shape.
yeah.
The clouds and the bushes are the same shape.
Yeah, they're like-
and there's a bunch of things like that that I don't even know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
recolored, the exact same shapes.
Yeah.
Recolored and repurposed.
So they could just use the same
like,
memory and just
yeah.
flip them. Yeah.
You could just access the same.
And like
items.
Underworld is like the exact same as like Overworld or whatever. Like there was stuff like that too. Like they just like you palette swap stuff and you're
Yeah.
done. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean you get a lot of that sort of stuff. And that's why like Luigi was like a palette swap of Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then later they add on everything else. But yeah, what a weird world they're creating.
Created.
Hell yeah, now
This
created.
world older than us.
Yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is. You're right. Yeah, when did Mario come out?
84.
84? So not too much older than us.
I said that off the top of my head. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
I think it
either.
was 1984.
1984. Isn't that George Orwell? 1984?
Is that? That is it, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
See why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Yeah, well, that was a different commercial.
Well, yeah. It's the Apple commercial.
Yeah, and apparently, speaking of commercials, the Nintendo Switch at the Super Bowl, since that happened like last week, right? Was that last week?
Yeah.
It feels like forever ago. Been working so much. Apparently, the Switch commercial was one of the like best rated commercials that was aired at the Super Bowl.
None of the commercials stuck out to me.
No, they didn't really. I mean, I only watched like half of them. 'cause
we
I
only watched
watched
second half.
the game. Yeah, but like, yeah, they didn't really like. Didn't seem all that great. Just seemed like commercials.
Yeah, I mean, usually I can catch all the Super Bowl commercials on Reddit over time. Like the best ones will end up on the front page. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they were a little controversial on a lot of stuff.
Were they?
I mean, a lot of them like were featuring like immigrants and stuff going on.
Oh, yeah, that Budweiser commercial.
Yeah.
I heard some people bitching about that.
Yeah, yeah, like Budweiser and all that.
Oh, no, I'm going to stop drinking my watered down beer
Yeah,
because they support immigration.
yeah, it seems silly.
It's like, okay, go drink Miller.
Yeah, go drink. Yeah, fine. Go drink something
Go
else.
get your watered down beer elsewhere. Budweiser's shit.
Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. I mean, but if we want to be sponsored by Budweiser, I would gladly drink Budweiser.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Perfectly fine with them supporting immigration also, by the way. I'm
Yeah.
not saying they're shit for that reason.
no,
Just
absolutely
the
not.
product they make is garbage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's cheap swill.
yeah,
Every sense of the word.
yeah. It is definitely. You know, I was thinking. I was talking about this the other day with somebody. Do you think when they first started making Budweiser, they were like, you know what? Let's make the cheapest shit we can make. Or did they start off actually going like, let's make a really good beer, and then it somehow just got watered down over the years?
I have no idea.
Because that seems odd to me. Like all of these cheap beers that their goal is to be cheap, especially the ones that have been around for a long time. It's like there's no way they started like they wanted to mass produce a beer, and I'm sure they wanted to mass produce a good beer. But now they're known as the cheap beer, and they've been around for however many years doing that. It's like. Do you think the founders of this like foresaw that, like wanted this, like if they were still alive and kicking, would they be like, well, shit, I was hoping this would actually be like the beer everybody wanted to drink.
They've
Yeah.
maximized profit, but at what cost?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm making a lot of money, but this isn't the beer I want to drink.
It's like, well, we're rich off this beer, but we won't drink it ourselves.
Yeah. Well, no, of course not. They drink the high life.
It's actually a weird thing where I feel like beer, like everybody always talks about how beer in America is not what they even consider beer in other countries.
Yeah, yeah.
By any other sense than it's brewed from barley
same
and
stuff, yeah.
But it's like, I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't had a lot of
I
beer
would
from
like to
other places.
go back and see like some long-term study of how the beer that we have that is so popular in America developed that way.
Yeah, and maybe
in
it's
contrast.
like shipping it and everything else. It's like you don't want to have a lot of like whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's confusing. Like, but I guess somebody has to be the lower end of the market. So at a certain point, you're just like, well, I want to be the cheap beer because I want to be the beer that was like, well, I don't have a lot of money. Better go for this. Like, I want to be the Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah. Or even like Corona is not considered a high-end beer anywhere.
No.
But like it's kind of you pay a little bit of a premium here for it.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And it's like
That and Dos Equis.
Yeah.
But it's like it's watered down beer.
It's just it's not all that great. It's weird. Just thinking about that sort of thing. Like when they started it, they definitely didn't want to make like we're gonna make the cheapest beer you can get.
I feel like their goal to have gotten what they got would have to be like, we want something that's kind of like sparkling water, but it'll get you drunk if you drink 10 of them.
Yeah. Or maybe they did want a working class beer at the time they were doing it. It's like, we want something that everybody can drink. And it's like, well, yeah, then you've got a Budweiser or something because it is like, it's affordable and it'll get you drunk and you can have a couple and be all right, whatever. After work and not break the bank. Whereas if you go get like a German beer or something, it's like, well, you can only have like one and that'll be your beer for the week.
Yeah.
Because it takes forever to like import at that point or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why can't we just make beer the same way? Like other than,
I know, yeah.
What do you call it? Pasteurizing. Because we have to pasteurize stuff to mass produce it here in America. Mm-hmm. But it's like, there's plenty of like just better tasting beers.
Yeah.
Because really, like Miller and Bud Light have no flavor. They're
not really. Yeah.
It's just like kind of bitter sparkling water.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah. I don't like any of those cheap. I don't like beer in general. I've started to grow accustomed to a couple different ones that I look for, but
yeah,
I'm not going for the cheaper stuff. I'll stick to my liquor.
It's a little bit of whiskey. We're good.
Yeah. Liquor? I hardly know her.
Okay, Dad.
I don't know why, but that joke's been like, it doesn't matter what you say. Like, if it's any, like, even close to any kind of, like, I hardly know her joke, that's been, like, the thing going on at work right now.
That one actually worked, though.
Yeah.
A lot of times people say it, and I'm, like, sitting there thinking, like,
that doesn't mean anything.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Table, I hardly know her.
Yeah. Well, like, Schnauzer, I hardly know her.
At least that one sounds funny.
You need like a her, right?
Yeah, sure, but some people don't even get that part.
I know, but that's been like not even doing that part. That's what we've been doing at work. It's been too much.
I feel like a lot of people just not necessarily what you guys are doing, like making fun of the joke.
Yeah,
a lot of people will just like make that joke.
Yeah.
With something that makes no sense, and it's just like, haha, we all get the joke. It's an inside joke. We get what
the joke would be.
Yeah, it's a joke that doesn't work because I didn't do the joke right. Yeah.
Table, I hardly knew her.
What? No, we're not on the same team here. I'm not gonna laugh with you.
But it's kind of funny.
No.
I've gotten more and more satisfaction out of dad jokes.
No, I love a good dad joke.
And the problem, I'm not even close to being a dad.
No. Are you sure? You might want to go get a pregnancy test.
Yeah. I don't think I'm pregnant. I have been gaining weight.
This is one of my favorite comics from the internet. It's like a guy and a girl hanging out.
Yeah.
And he makes a dad joke, and they kind of laugh, but then the girl's just looking at him.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, what? He's like, oh, God. And it cuts to a pregnancy test.
Yeah, she's pregnant. Yeah. That's the test. That's the real test.
Oh, God.
That's good. Well, we bounced around quite a bit. How long
have we been recording for?
I don't know, like an hour or something.
Is that it?
And we've hit a lot of subjects, I feel like. We talked about a lot of stuff. Yeah. I don't know when the next podcast is going to be because I'm still working like crazy, and apparently I'm going to be working like crazy for the next 2 months, but we're going to try to get one out when we can.
Do it when we can.
This was the first full weekend I've had off. I've only had like a day off every weekend.
Yeah, honestly, we should have put one out last weekend. We were just lazy.
Well, the website went down.
Shh. Nobody noticed.
The website went down, so it was like, well, we need to figure out how to get that thing back up. So while that was in transit, hopefully you guys didn't think, if anyone is a loyal follower, I think there are a couple
I don't know if any of them are checking the website though. I think they're just checking our Twitter feed occasionally and being like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck are these guys doing?"
Yeah, we haven't seen anything in like 3 weeks. We haven't even put out a YouTube video in like 3 weeks. But I think we got a couple of those in the pipe now. We worked on some stuff today.
Yeah, I need to get out that Fallout video.
Yeah, we did some. We did some Fallout stuff. We recorded some Isaac. I don't know if you guys want to see stuff. Leave some comments in the YouTube or on the website. We even have a comments page. You can throw stuff up and see what you want to see. Whatever we want to talk
We're
about.
very open to your suggestions.
Yeah, we'll talk about anything right now, and especially at this early stage, and everything. We'll talk about anything. So,
So if you enjoyed the podcast, please click right here to like and subscribe.
I don't think we have that button.
No, right here.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Okay. That what?
it's right there.
That one?
Yeah.
No, yeah, just click that one.
Okay.
Okay. But if you're listening, you can't really.
All right, good night, guys. Love you.
What? Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Here's a low key one.